Hey, what's up, y'all? Cephas Strength and Nostalgia here. It's hard to believe, but Final Fantasy in less than a year as a series is going to turn 40. These games have such a special place in my heart, especially growing up in hard times. Instead of worrying about what I was going to be able to eat, or if I was going to be able to eat, or somebody doing something bad to me, I could step into these magical worlds and become the hero of light. They've always had just such a powerful place in my heart, and it was so amazing to be able to explore these strange fantastical worlds filled with monsters, magic, and some of the most memorable antagonists of any games out there. I want to do a retrospective of all the Final Fantasy games, and we're starting out with the original Final Fantasy from 1987. This is the retrospective. In the shadowed corridors of a struggling Japanese game company in the mid 1980s, a quiet determination took root that would forever change the landscape of interactive storytelling. Square, later to become a part of Square Enix, had dabbled in various titles, racing games, platformers, and simpler RPGs for the Famicom Disk System, but commercial success remained elusive. The air was thick with uncertainty, layoffs loomed, and the future of the studio felt precarious. It was against this backdrop of quiet desperation that Hironobu Sakaguchi, a young designer who had joined Square in 1983, resolved to pour his remaining passion into one final endeavor. Sakaguchi envisioned a grand fantasy role-playing game, drawing inspiration from the burgeoning success of Enix's Dragon Quest, Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda, and the intricate worlds of Ultima. He wanted something epic, turn-based battles that rewarded strategy, a rich world to explore, and a narrative of light triumphing over encroaching darkness. Initially, the project was small, starting with a core team of just a handful, perhaps 4 to 7 people, working in fits and starts as skepticism lingered among much of the company. Many doubted an RPG on cartridge for the Nintendo Entertainment System could turn the tide. As development progressed, momentum built. Hiroyuki Ito crafted the foundational turn-based battle system, even though he had little prior RPG experience himself, a testament to fresh eyes shaping innovative mechanics. Yoshitaka Amano lent his ethereal, distinctive art style to character designs and concepts, infusing the pixelated world with a sense of mythic beauty. Nobuo Uematsu composed the unforgettable score, from the triumphant victory fanfare to the haunting melodies that underscored exploration and peril. The team grew, and what began as a potential swan song turned into a labor of love. The title itself carried poetic weight. Originally considered fighting fantasy, it was changed due to trademark conflicts with a British gamebook series. Final Fantasy emerged, chosen partly because Sakaguchi sought something neatly abbreviated into FF, and partly because it reflected his personal feelings. This would be his final attempt in the industry if it failed. The game launched in Japan on December 18th, 1987 for the Famicom. Its success was not instantaneous, but grew powerfully, eventually crossing oceans to reach the NES in North America in 1990. It saved Square, spawned a franchise, and proved that ambitious storytelling and gameplay could captivate millions. What emerged from those humble, high-stakes origins was more than a game. It was the seed of a cultural phenomenon, a template for emotional journeys wrapped in crystal shards of light and shadow. In a world where the balance of the elements had faltered, 4 mysterious young warriors appear in the kingdom of Cornelia, each bearing one of the 4 darkened crystals. They are the warriors of light, foretold by the sage Lacan to arrive in the hour of great darkness. Their journey begins modestly yet urgently. Princess Sarah of Cornelia had been kidnapped by the fallen knight Garland and taken to the ruined Chaos Shrine to the north. After rescuing her and earning the gratitude of the king, the warriors set forth to restore light to the crystals and banish the chaos consuming the land. Across continents, oceans, and ancient ruins, they confront the 4 elemental fiends, mighty beings who have twisted the power of wind, fire, water, and earth. Tiamat, the fiend of wind, lords over a fallen flying fortress. Merilith of fire brings volcanic fury. Kraken of water lurks in submerged temples. And Lich of earth spreads decay from his underground lair. With each victory, a crystal regains its brilliance, and the world stirs back towards harmony. Allies appear along the way, sages, dragoons, thieves, and engineers, while airships and time-worn legends unlock deeper mysteries. The tale crescendos in a profound twist. The true architect of the world's suffering is chaos, a dark god whose existence forms a catastrophic time loop. The warriors are drawn 2,000 years into the past, where they confront the origin of evil and sever the cycle forever. In the end, light prevails, the crystals shine once more, and the warriors of light fade into legend, unsung in the new peaceful era they helped create, their deeds preserved only in prophecy and memory. A simple yet timeless epic of courage, elemental fury, and the eternal dance between light and darkness. Final Fantasy laid the cornerstone of one of gaming's most enduring sagas. The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the 4 crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath, but magnified by the 4 forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the 4 forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew. A world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of 4 young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the 4 endured, for the breaking of the chain meant that it never existed. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds lives on. Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. And now their return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep into their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended. that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. Thank y'all for joining me on this retrospective. Videos like this mean so much to me, and I love being able to share this nostalgic content with y'all. I'm working towards being a full-time strength athlete and content creator, and every time you comment, watch a video, or follow and subscribe, it puts me one step closer to my dreams. If you enjoyed this content so much that you want to contribute to the channel, I do have a Patreon available for as low as $1 a month. And like I said, it makes me one step closer to be able to accomplishing my dreams. And that's the beautiful thing about dreams, is it's not just something that you do while you're sleeping. It's something tangible that you can strive for and work hard for and one day accomplish. Find your dreams and chase them, and I promise the fulfillment will be worth it. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all, and stay tuned for the next Final Fantasy retrospective.